Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna. Sing, don't forget. Everybody sing. Hare Rama all Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Don't forget to sing. Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama So I'm very happy. Probably your mood has risen up a little bit. So spiritual vibration. This is not ordinary vibration. So now we'll start formal class like what it was planned, and I'll speak some pranamas, some mantras before.
Krishna Avila, she has some problem. She's saying that the train is not going, and she is in Wuppertal, it's another town, a little bit far.
Stopped at Wuppertal.
Yes, and there are only buses going.
Okay.
And
let her take the bus?
no, she has to wait in another city, 2 cities, for a long time to get the connection.
Okay, let her come anyway.
She will not make it. I have to inform Anjali because she's waiting for me. I'm sorry.
अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरवे गुरुचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः पञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानं पवनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः आनन्दलीलमय विग्रहाय नवदीपसुन्दराय तस्मै महप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते नित्यानन्दनमस्तुभ्यं प्रेमानन्दप्रदायिने कलोकल्मषनशाय जन्मपतये नमः अजन्मवन्दितभुजो पुनः सङ्कीर्तनाय कपितरो कमलायताक्षो विश्वम्बरो द्विजवरो जुगदात्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियं सर्वकरुणावतारम् कनकजलदगात्रो नीलशोणब्जनेत्रो मृदुमदगरबाल मालतिकुन्दमाल करवतरुणवेषु नीलपीतम्बरेषु निरनिवृतनिकुञ्जे राधितकृष्णचन्द्रो तवैव अस्मि नदीवनिप्रयागिना इति विगराजे त्वं नयमं शरणं श्रीरूपचरणद्वन्द्वरागिनं व्रजवासिनं श्रीजीवं सततं वन्दे वन्दे स्वनन्ददायिनं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द all together Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama First of all, my limited number of pranams to my spiritual master, my Gurudev, Nitila Previshta, Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sata Shishimad, Bhaktivedanta, Narayana Goswami Maharaj, also my instructing spiritual masters, my Shiksha Gurudev, Om Vishnupad, Astotra Sata Shishimad, Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, Srimati Krishna Priya Paturani, also to Srila Jiva Goswamipad, a very, very significant saint whose disappearance day we're celebrating today. Also Shri Jagadish Pandit, also his disappearance day. To all the sequence of the cyclic succession, to all the devotees and guests here in Essen area, Hare Krishna. I'm very, very happy to be with you, first time. And we're very happy, the more so happy that we were singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra today. So I'll just speak a little bit in general about Hare Krishna Mahamantra, about the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then at the end we'll speak about Srila Jiva Goswami. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this Mahamantra, Maha means great. So mantra means the great song for deliverance of the mind. So Maha Mantra means great song for deliverance of the mind. There are so many mantras mentioned in the Vedas, in the ancient scriptures. Oh, you have to translate. Mm-hmm. Yes. But this Maha Mantra takes very special place. So during this Kali Yuga, during this age of quarrel, hypocrisy, Mahamantra is able to deliver everyone, not dependent on one's position. So we were mentioning the 4 ages, the Golden Age, Silver Age, Copper Age, Iron Age. So in the Golden Age, the method of achieving perfection was meditation. People were massively meditating. People were massively, all of them.
Okay. Alle Menschen haben Meditation.
And massively they were going to spiritual world.
Und sie sind, sind alle in die spirituelle Welt gegangen.
And there was no sin, no sin.
Es gab keine Sünde zu der Zeit.
Like nobody was killing, nobody was stealing.
Niemand wurde umgebracht, es wurde nicht gestohlen.
Everything was very pure.
Alles war ganz rein.
Then Silver Age came.
Dann kam das silberne Zeitalter.
Some sin manifested.
Und etwas an Sünde manifestieren sich.
So the method of achieving perfection became the fire sacrifice.
Das Mittel zur Befreiung wurde dort dann das Feueropfer.
So fire sacrifices are commonly conducted in India these days also.
Das Feueropfer ist auch jetzt noch in Indien weit verbreitet.
So people can achieve many results.
Man kann dadurch viele Ergebnisse erzielen.
Then Copper Age came, more sin manifested.
Dann kam das das bronzene Zeitalter und noch mehr Sünde manifestiert.
Okay. And the method of achieving perfection was worshipping the deities.
Und das Mittel zur Befreiung wurde die Verehrung der Deities.
Okay. So all these three activities, meditation, fire sacrifice, worshipping the deities, can be done or could be done only by brahmanas, by high priests were used.
Diese Darbringungen in Form von Meditation, von Feueropfern und von Deity-Verehrung konnte nur von hochrangigen Priestern, von Brahmanas ausgeführt werden.
Now the age is very fallen. All people are very fallen.
Jetzt, dieses Zeitalter ist sehr gefallen. Alle Menschen jetzt sind sehr gefallen.
Like sin is considered to be normal life.
Ja, Sünde wird heutzutage als normal betrachtet.
Yeah, so many people kill animals and eat their flesh.
So viele Menschen töten Tiere und essen deren Fleisch.
Not even sacrifice. Like in Vedic system, you have to sacrifice an animal if you want, like a goat or something, to Kali, and then you can eat.
In der vedischen Tradition ist es möglich, ein Tier zu töten und es Kali zu opfern, dann kannst du es essen, aber selbst das wird hier nicht mehr praktiziert.
And now there are slaughterhouses. They're just slaughtered massively.
Es gibt Schlachthäuser und die Tiere werden in Massen getötet.
Yeah. In India, they protect the cows.
In Indien werden die Kühe geschützt.
Also, bad people, they kill cows, but like Brahmanas and Hindus, they protect cows.
Es gibt natürlich, es gibt auch schlechte Menschen, die dort Kühe töten, aber im Grunde genommen ist es so, dass die Brahmanas die Kühe beschützen.
Yes. So, a cow is like one of 7 mothers.
Die Kuh ist eine der 7 Mütter.
Atma Mata Guru Maitri Brahmani Raja Patnika Dhyana Dhatri Patatripti Saptaita Mata. There's 7 mothers.
Die 7 Mütter.
Yeah. Atma Mata, your own mother.
Atma Mata, die eigene Mutter.
Guru Maitri, the mother of your Guru.
Guru Maitri, die Mutter des Gurus.
Of your
Mother
Guru.
of Guru
The mother of your Guru.
Die Mutter deines Gurus.
Then Brahmani, the wife of a Brahmana, the high priest.
Brahmani, die Frau des Priesters.
Brahmani Raja Patnika, the queen, the wife of the king.
Raja Patnika, die Frau des Königs.
Yes. Then the cow, mother cow.
Die Kuh, Mutterkuh.
Then what's that? Wet nurse giving milk to the baby.
Die Anna, die das Kind
Yes.
stillt.
And Mother Earth. So,
Und Mutter Erde.
Mother Earth. So if you commit violence towards one of these mothers or more than one, then I hate that reaction.
Wenn du gegen eine dieser Mütter oder gegen mehrere Gewalt anwendest, dann wirst du ganz schlechte Reaktionen.
First of all, in the form of a war.
Das erste wird sein, dass es Krieg gibt.
Yeah. So all those bad pictures we see right now.
All diese schönen Bilder, die wir gerade
Our
sehen.
friends are witnesses.
Wir haben Freunde aus der
Yeah.
Ukraine.
Just results of killing cows,
Das sind die Ergebnisse von wie viel
also abortion.
auch so viel Abtreibungen.
So the result is war.
Das Ergebnis wird Krieg sein.
So I think most of you are vegetarians, right?
Ich denke, die meisten von uns sind
Most
Vegetarier,
of like vegan people.
sogar Veganer.
I'm not asking you people. I'm not asking. I'm just,
Ich frage
most of you probably are. You
Ich
know,
denke, ihr seid
Yeah.
größtenteils
like especially when you hear such information. Then
insbesondere insbesondere wenn wir solche
you're eager to become. Right? So, in Kali Yuga, so much violence and so much
Kali-Yuga gibt so viel Gewalt.
killing, slaughtering, and also quarrels and hypocrisy.
Und Streit und Heuchelei.
So people have no qualification.
Die Leute haben keine Qualifikation.
Yeah. Some brahmanas still worship the Dijas, the yagyas, meditation. Some.
Manche Brahmanas, die verehren die Devis, die machen Yagyas und die meditieren.
Some of you are interested in meditation, but you know what real meditation is. Oh, you have to go to Himalayas and sit with undisturbed mind. Huge endeavors.
Einige von euch sind sicherlich an Meditation interessiert, aber wahre Meditation bedeutet, in die Himalaya zu gehen und dort lange Zeit mit einem ungestörten Geist zu verweilen.
So, such meditation is not possible in Kali Yuga.
Solche Meditation ist in Kali Yuga nicht möglich.
So, the chanting of the holy name is the proper process, is the highest process.
Das Chanten der heiligen Namen ist der höchste Vorgang, ist der reinste Vorgang.
And the only qualification is the human form of life.
Und die einzige Qualifikation, die du brauchst, ist ein menschlicher Körper.
Yeah. So when you have human form, then you can chant easily, not dependent on any qualification.
Wenn du einen menschlichen Körper hast, dann ist es ganz leicht, den heiligen Namen zu chanten, ohne irgendeine Qualifikation.
So you can chant loudly, you can chant on beats, we do on beats.
Du kannst laut chanten oder du chantest on beats.
Yes. Vijay is now showing you. Yeah. So, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, came to this earth 5,000 years ago. 5,200 more.
Krishna, der letzte Herr, kam vor ungefähr 5.200 Jahren auf diese Erde.
And he performed so many pastimes.
Und hat so viele Spiele ausgeführt.
So, huge variety of pastimes.
Eine große Vielfalt an Spielen.
Yes. But he came again after 4,500 years.
Aber kam nochmal nach circa
After 4,500.
4.500. Nach 4.500 Jahren kam nochmal.
537 years ago, he came again.
Okay. 5.000.
537.
537 Jahre ist es her. Ja, ja.
Okay. So he came again and his name was Sri Chaitanya.
Also kam nochmal und sein Name war Sri Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
So he decided, I have to distribute the method for deliverance for all in this world.
Sein Wunsch war es, die Methode zu verbreiten, die alle Lebewesen dieser Welt befreien will.
So he gave the holy name to all living entities.
Gab den heiligen Namen zu allen Lebewesen.
Yeah. So also he was tasting the sweet taste of the holy name himself.
Auch hat er sich selber, also er selber wollte den Geschmack des heiligen Namens kosten.
Yes, always. He was so much immersed in ecstasy.
Er war so eingetaucht in Ekstase.
Ah, Krishna, and then falling, rolling on the ground, crying like anything.
Fiel auf die Erde und heulte auf dem Boden.
He was very ecstatic.
Er war sehr ekstatisch.
Yes. So since he was always absorbed in ecstasy, he was not able to write books.
Und da er ständig in Ekstase war, war er nicht in der Lage, Bücher zu
He
schreiben.
was just walking everywhere in East India, Bengal, Moscow.
Er war größtenteils in Ostindien unterwegs.
Fully absorbed in ecstasy.
Völlig eingetaucht in Ekstase.
So when he was young, he was having long hair and he was like a householder.
Als er jung war, hatte er lange Haare und er war wie ein Haushälter.
But when he was 24, he took sannyas in full renunciation.
Mit 24 hat er Sannyas genommen, was bedeutet, dass er völlig
So
sagt.
he shaved his head,
Er hat seine Haare
like
abgenommen.
we're looking like
So wie wir aussehen.
only one sikha, one
Wir haben
Dr. Pen,
einen
like,
Sicker und
yes, and Danda, like holy staff of a
Danda
sannyasi.
hatte er, einen heiligen Stab.
Yeah. So he showed examples how to be devoted to Krishna.
Er zeigte an seinem Beispiel, was es bedeutet, Hingabe zu
Premara, Sindhya, Saitya Swadan, Rajamarga Bhakti Loki Kariti Pracharan. Rasika Shakara Krishna Paramakaruna, Edu, Hetuheta Ichara Udgan. So he came for these two reasons.
Er kam für diese beiden, also aus diesen beiden Gründen.
Himself, he was relishing the taste of Prema, divine love.
Er selbst kostete den Geschmack von Prema, von göttlicher Liebe.
And Raga Marga Loki, all the living entities of the world, he was giving the path of spontaneous devotion.
Und allen Lebewesen dieser Welt gab er den Pfad der spontanen Hingabe.
Yes. So that was very, very ecstatic, very, very special taste, very, very special love he gave.
Das war sehr speziell, also die Ekstase, diese spezielle Liebe, die er gegeben hat.
So, but he was so much absorbed in ecstasy that I said already he couldn't write any book.
Ich sagte es bereits, dass er so sehr in Ekstase war, dass er nicht ein einziges Buch schreiben
And there was a great, great need actually to give books to people.
Und es gab aber einen großen Bedarf an Büchern.
So therefore,
Deshalb,
he engaged his followers in writing books.
deshalb betätigte er seine Nachfolger darum, Bücher zu schreiben.
And amongst his followers were 6 Goswamis, very, very prominent.
Unter seinen Nachfolgern waren die 6 Goswamis, die sehr, sehr, sehr bekannt sind.
Has any one of you been to India?
War jemand von euch?
No? Okay. So in India, there's one holy place, Vrindavan.
In
Vrindavan.
Indien gibt es einen heiligen Platz, der heißt Vrindavan.
150 kilometers to the southeast from Delhi.
150 Kilometer unterhalb südöstlich von Delhi.
In India, there are so many holy places.
In Indien gibt es so viele heilige Plätze.
But Vrindavan is like the heart, the center.
In Indien gibt es viele heilige Plätze, aber Vrindavan ist das Herz.
Yes. So we live in Vrindavan, we're very happy.
So, wir leben in Vrindavan und wir sind sehr glücklich.
Our Guru Maharaj, our spiritual master, opened so many temples there. in Vrindavan.
Unser Guru Maharaj hat dort so viele Tempel geöffnet.
So,
Ja.
Rup Sanatan, Gopinath Bharana, Anand Dham,
Anandadam.
Krishna Bharana.
Ja.
4 minimum. So very, very special place, Vrindavan.
Sehr spezieller Platz.
So in Vrindavan, the 6 Goswamis were residing.
Die 6 Goswamis lebten in Vrindavan.
Goswami means, Go means mind, and Swami means who has conquered the mind.
Goswami, also Go bedeutet Geist und Swami bedeutet der den Geist besiegt hat.
Yeah, so a person who has fully dedicated his or her mind to Krishna is called Goswami.
Jemand, der seinen Geist vollständig zu Krishna hingegeben hat, wird Goswami genannt.
Goswami or female, Goswami ni.
Oder weiblich Goswami.
So those are people who are completely, we say, in Krishna consciousness.
Das sind Menschen, die vollständig in Krishna bewusstsein sind.
Yeah. So those 6 Goswamis were very exalted personalities.
Diese 6 Goswamis waren ganz außerordentliche Persönlichkeiten.
Yeah. Rupa, Sanatana, Raghunath Bhatta, Jiva, Gopala Bhatta, Raghunath Das. These are their names. You don't translate.
Rupa, Sanatana, Bhatta, Raghunath, Jiva, Gopal.
Okay, so these are the names. One of them was Jiva Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami.
Einer dieser Goswamis war Jiva Goswami.
So Sri Chaitanya gave these 6 Goswamis 4 missions.
Sri Chaitanya gab den 6 Goswamis die Erlaubnis.
2 missions.
4 Missionen.
3 missions. Very good.
4
Thank
Aufgaben.
you. Yes. 4 missions. So first one to write books,
Der erste Auftrag war, Bücher zu schreiben.
because the science of Krishna consciousness had to be compiled and presented.
Weil die Mission des Krishna-Bewusstseins
Had to be compiled and
vorbereitet
yes.
werden musste.
So then, to discover the forgotten deities of Krishna.
Die vergessenen Deities von Krishna wieder zu entdecken.
After Krishna left this world,
Nachdem Krishna die Welt verlassen hat.
Krishna spent 125 years in this world.
Krishna hat 125 Jahre in dieser Welt
His
verbracht.
body was always like a 16-year-old youth.
Und sein Körper hatte immer die jugendliche Ausstrahlung eines 16-Jährigen.
No beard, no invalidity, no old age.
Kein Bart, keine Behinderung, kein Alter.
Yes. Why he left also, he played some pastime when he left.
Er spielte einfach ein Spiel, als er gegangen ist.
Like an actor on stage.
Wie ein Schauspieler auf der
Yeah.
Bühne.
So, but yes, Krishna lived in 2025. And then, but after Krishna left, his great grandson Vajranath established his duties.
Nachdem Krishna gegangen war, hat sein
Vajranath,
Enkel,
Vajranath,
Großenkel,
Vajranath.
Vajranath,
Vajranath.
Detis vererbt.
Yes. Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan.
Govinda, Gopinath, Madana Mohan.
So those deities were forgotten.
Diese Detis wurden vergessen.
Yes. And Vrindavan was like dense jungle
Und Vrindavan war wie ein undurchdringlicher Dschungel
with thorny bushes.
mit dornigen Büschen.
So everybody forgot those pastimes, and the six Goswamis were establishing those
Also alle hatten
deities and pastimes places.
Also alle hatten die Spiele vergessen und auch die Plätze, und die sechs Goswamis hatten also die Aufgabe, die Detis und auch diese Plätze wieder zu entdecken.
Okay, so there were this was the third task, to establish the forgotten pastime places.
Das war die dritte Aufgabe, die vergessenen Plätze wieder zu entdecken.
And the fourth mission was to establish the etiquette, how to do, what to do.
Die vierte Mission war eben die Etikette, wie man was macht.
So Jiva Goswami was the youngest.
Jiva Goswami war der Jüngste.
So he was the nephew of Rupa and Sanatana.
Er war der Neffe von Rupa und Sanatan.
Rupa and Sanatana were brothers,
Rupa und Sanatan waren Brüder.
and Jiva was the nephew.
Und Jiva war der.
So
We want someone.
So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the village, Ramakele, Jiva Goswami was just a little baby boy.
Als Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in das Dorf von Jiva Goswami kam, war Jiva Goswami noch ein kleiner Junge.
Yes, and he was caressing him, he was putting him on his knees, on his yes, like
Er hat ihn, also Mahaprabhu hat ihn auf den Schoß genommen und
so Jiva therefore got the mercy of Mahaprabhu so much. Jiva Goswami got the mercy of Mahaprabhu.
Jiva Goswami hätte mit so viel Barmherzigkeit
He was even like a baby, he was sucking his big toe. You know?
Also Baby war, hat er an seinem großen Zeh genuckelt.
So there's so many facts from his biography, very nice. Yeah?
Sehr viele schöne Fakten aus seiner Biografie.
And so very soon, Rupa and Sanatana left home.
Kurz danach verließen Rupa und Sanatan Goswami das Zuhause.
At that time, India was conquered by the Muslims.
Und zu dieser Zeit wurde Indien von den Muslimen besetzt.
And Rupa and Sanatana were very talented brahmanas.
Rupa und Sanatan waren sehr talentierte Brahmanas.
And the Muslim ruler took him as his prime minister and personal advisor.
Der muslimische Regierende, der nahm die beiden also den einen als Premierminister und den anderen als persönlichen
But
Berater.
they wanted to leave that service to a Muslim king, and they wanted to join Sri Chaitanya.
Aber die beiden wollten den Dienst zu dem muslimischen Führer halt aufgeben und Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begleiten.
Because they knew Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They wanted to leave the service to Muslim Führer.
Sie wollten zu Chaitanya Mahaprabhu und ihr altes Leben aufgeben.
Yes. And finally they left.
Zum Schluss gingen sie tatsächlich.
So Rupa and Jiva Goswami's father, Anupama, met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Prayag. Rupa and Anupama,
Oh, Rupa and Anupam.
the father of Jiva.
Rupa und Anupam, der Vater von Jiva Goswami,
He went to Prayag
die gingen nach Prayag und
and met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu there.
trafen Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes. So Jiva, and then while they were traveling to Puri after, Jiva Goswami's father died, Anupama.
Auf der Reise dorthin starb Anupam, der Vater von Jiva Goswami.
So his mother was bringing him up alone.
Also seine Mutter hat ihn alleine gehabt.
So, but when he was very young, when Jiva Goswami was very young, he was playing with the deities of Krishna and Balaram.
Als Jiva Goswami noch ganz klein war, hat mit den Deities von Krishna Balaram gespielt.
He was a 5-year-old boy.
War 5 Jahre alt.
He was playing with the deities like real deities, like his toys, like dolls, like this. He was sleeping with them like this. He was feeding them.
Also spielte mit denen, indem mit denen schlief,
Yeah. Now then he was giving them food, and that food which is offered to the deities is Mahaprasad, means great mercy.
Also das, was man an Essen zu den Deities opfert, das ist Mahaprasad und er hat sie immer gefüttert.
Yeah. So that Mahaprasad is non different from Krishna himself.
Dieses Mahaprasad ist nicht verschieden von Krishna selber.
Today we'll give you some Mahaprasad from India.
Heute habe ich für euch ein bisschen Mahaprasad aus Indien.
And also local Mahaprasad from these deities.
Und auch
Local? Regionalisch. Regionalisch Mahaprasad. Because I was so much fascinated today. Very nice. That is from spiritual world. Das ist out spiritual world. So so little Jiva was already not really playing, he was doing, but like in a childish way, but very serious.
Also der kleine Jiva, der hat halt mit denen gespielt, aber er hat es trotzdem sehr ernsthaft gemacht.
So mother was trying to take away the deities. Hey, it's time to go to bed. Don't sleep with them. But he was not giving and sleeping with them.
Die Mutter wollte ihm also abends die Deities wegnehmen und ich sagte, es ist Zeit zum Schlafen, aber er hat sie nicht abgegeben.
So he was naturally very renounced. He didn't pay attention to any worldly things when he was a child.
Er war also als kleines Kind schon sehr entsagt. Er hat den materiellen Dingen der materiellen Welt nicht viel gedeutet.
Yes. But his father's departure also made him completely, oblivious. No? Like, okay, completely, he did not pay attention to anything.
Als sein Vater gestorben war, hat selbst dem nicht mal viele Bedeutung beigemessen.
So he was crying, but the neighbors were not understanding why he's crying. They were thinking he's crying because his father's death. Actually, he was crying for Krishna.
Also weinte und die Nachbarn dachten, weint, weil sein Vater gestorben ist, aber dem war nicht so, hat gegen Krishna gehauen.
That is our process, cry for Krishna. That is
unsere Vorgang, nach Krishna zu weinen.
Our great saints sometimes cry, but sometimes they laugh also.
Unsere großen Heiligen, die weinen manchmal, aber manchmal lachen sie auch.
So when they cry in separation, and they laugh when they see in their meditation some funny pastimes.
Sie weinen, wenn sie in der Trennung sind, und sie lachen, wenn sie vor ihrem geistigen Auge Ausschnitte aus dem Spielen sehen.
Little Jiva was so much devoted to Srimad Bhagavatam, the main scripture.
Der kleine Jiva war sehr angezogen zum Srimad Bhagavatam, der Hauptschrift.
And Srimad Bhagavatam is the great scripture which describes about Krishna.
Der Srimad Bhagavatam ist die großartige Schrift, die über Krishna spricht.
But Jiva could not forget Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was crying and saying Sri Krishna Chaitanya always.
So, Sri Jiva Goswami konnte Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu nicht vergessen, und er weinte immer Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
So Jiva was holding the deities to himself like this, and holding Bhagavatam like this also.
Er hielt also nicht nur die Deities so fest, sondern auch das Srimad Bhagavatam.
So when he was walking, when he was doing anything, when somebody was coming, to a little boy, like normally people, hey boy, how are you? Like this. But when they're coming to Jiva, they were speaking only about Krishna, because Jiva was fully, little boy, 5-year-old, fully in Krishna consciousness, so they could not talk about anything else.
So, wenn die Leute ihm begegneten, dann normalerweise ist es so, wenn man ein Kind sieht, ach nein, Information, und mit Jiva Goswami ging es nicht, weil so eingetaucht war in Krishna, mit ihm konnten sie nur über Krishna reden.
So they could understand, oh, this boy very, very soon will leave home.
Sie verstanden daraus, dass dieser Junge sehr bald das Zuhause verlassen wird.
And in the same way as his father, as his uncle, Srila Jiva, he will go.
Und er wird wie sein Vater und seine Onkel nach Vrindavan.
So one evening, Jiva was sitting alone, chanting the holy name.
Am Abend saß Jiva allein da und chantete die heiligen Namen.
And he was so much immersed in separation. He was crying, oh, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Er war so in Trennung eingetaucht, dass er weinte und Shri Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Chaitanya.
Oh, Nityananda, oh, Advaita, like his associates.
Oh, Nityananda, oh, Advaita.
Please have mercy on me, have mercy on me.
Er rief also die Begleiter von Mahaprabhu, hat Barmherzig, sehr
So
barmherzig.
all night he was crying.
Die ganze Nacht hat er geweint.
All night he could not sleep.
Die ganze Nacht schlief er
And
nicht.
in the morning, sleep just took him. He
Und
slept
am
away.
Morgen kam der Schlaf und nahm ihn.
So, and he saw a wonderful dream.
Und er hatte einen wundervollen Traum.
Yes. So, before he had the same dream, long ago,
Vorher hatte er schon mal diesen Traum gehabt, lange Zeit vorher.
that thousands of people, together with Sri Chaitanya, were singing the holy names.
Dass Tausende von Menschen zusammen mit Mahaprabhu den heiligen Namen
Yeah.
chanten.
You imagine the vibration, thousands of people chanting, and he saw that in his dream.
Stellt euch vor, Tausende von Leuten chanten den heiligen Namen und das sah er in seinem Traum.
Yes. So, and then that vision disappeared,
Dann verschwand diese Vision
and Krishna and Balaram came to him.
und Krishna und Balaram kamen zu ihm.
Krishna and his elder brother, first extension, Balaram.
Krishna und sein älterer Bruder,
Okay.
seine erste Erweiterung.
And then, oh, he could see Krishna and Balaram, and he was drinking the beauty with his everything, like this.
Und er sah die Schönheit von Krishna und Balaram und trank sie mit all seinen Sinnen.
And all of a sudden they disappeared,
Und
and
plötzlich verschwanden sie auch.
Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda again appeared.
Und dann Sri Chaitanya und Nityananda
Again
erschienen.
appeared. So, and Nityananda told him, oh, in your life, no one will be as dear to you as Sri Krishna and Chaitanya.
Und Nityananda sagte zu ihm, in deinem Leben wird dir niemand näher sein als Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Yeah, so you can see here, here's my phone somewhere. Anyway, you can see Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda here on the altar. Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda. Right? Yeah, you can see in the altar. Tell them.
Achso, sorry. Hier auf dem Altar könnt ihr Krishna Chaitanya und Nityananda sehen. Sorry.
Yes,
Links, ganz links. Die
yes.
große.
So then, finally, he could not stay home anymore. Like he was already maybe 10.
Schlussendlich hat das Haus nicht mehr ausgehalten und er war so ungefähr 10.
And he went to Navadvip.
Und dann ging er nach Navadvip.
And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already gone.
Und Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu war mittlerweile schon nicht mehr hier.
Because Jiva was very young and Sri Chaitanya was 40 years old when he left.
Also Jiva war noch ziemlich jung und Mahaprabhu ging als er.
Okay, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's main associate Nityananda was so happy that Jiva came.
So der Hauptbegleiter von Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, war so glücklich, dass Jiva Goswami kam.
Oh, you're the nephew of Rupa and Sanatana. You are my dear boy, like
Oh,
nephew.
du bist der Neffe von Sri Rupa und Sanatan Goswami, ich hab dich so gerne. so beherzt.
Nityananda is on the right here, Nityananda.
Miteinander ist vom Our Vision, also aus unserer Sicht ganz links
Yeah,
außen.
so this is the main Guru.
Das ist der Hauptguru.
This Guru. He's most merciful.
Er ist höchstbarmherzig.
Yeah. So he comes to people who are very unqualified and says, chant the holy name.
Er kommt zu denen, die höchst unqualifiziert sind und
And
sagt, komm, chantet den Heiligen
When
Namen.
a common man starts chanting the holy name, then revolution comes.
Wenn ein
Revolution.
ja, ein gehöriger Mensch den Heiligen Namen chantet, dann kommt es im Geist zu einer
Yeah.
Revolution.
So today, in the lives of many of you, if you have chanted first time, a revolution has happened. First time.
Also für die von euch, die jetzt zum ersten Mal den Heiligen Namen gechantet haben, jetzt Revolution im Geist.
Revolution. So Nityananda has come into your life. Chant.
Miteinander ist in euer Leben gekommen.
Oh, stop sleeping. Chant. Chant.
Hört auf zu schlafen, chantet.
Nicht schlafen. Chanting. Yeah. So Nityananda was very, very happy and said that, oh, let's come with me. I will show you all the holy places of Gosvamipad.
Miteinander sagte zu Jiva Goswami, oh, ich werde dir hier alle heiligen Plätze von Miteinander zeigen.
And Nityananda took little Jiva. Jiva was maybe 10. Right? He took Jiva to all the holy places of Sri Chaitanya.
Und Miteinander nahm Jiva und brachte ihn an all die heiligen Plätze nach oben.
So that was the first Navajiva Parikrama.
Das war der erste Navadvipa-Parikrama.
Parikrama means the circumambulation of the holy places.
Parikrama bedeutet die heiligen Plätze zu umrunden.
So when we're in India, we, with bare feet, circumambulate holy places. That is called Parikrama.
Also wenn wir in Indien sind, dann umkreisen wir diese heiligen Plätze barfuß und das wird Parikrama.
When we go to the West, it's a very strange thing. You never you never go anywhere barefoot. You know?
Dann ist das sehr befremdlich, weil hier laufen wir gewöhnlich nicht barfuß.
In India, everywhere barefoot. You go barefoot, barefoot.
In Indien ist überall barfuß.
Parikrama around Vrindavan, 13 kilometers. Barefoot.
In Vrindavan herum 13.
13.
Not more, 13.
13.
Oh, okay.
Vrindavan.
13 Kilometer barfuß, um Vrindavan zu umrunden.
Around the holy, what's it?
Govardhan.
Govardhan. See Govardhan there? The Govardhan hill, the picture.
Left, das
Yeah, the holy hill of Govardhan.
Das ist der heilige Berg Govardhan.
23 or 24 kilometers.
23 oder 24 Kilometer.
Full 26 full if you go down the road.
Der ganze
Depends how
Parikrama
you go.
geht 26.
All barefoot.
Und alles barfuß.
Ah. Wow.
Bei 40 Grad, 40 degrees.
Yes. No, 14. 30 enough. But the result you get,
Das Ergebnis, was du bekommst,
immortality.
ist Unsterblichkeit.
Means your spiritual body is already settled.
Bedeutet, dein spiritueller Körper hat sich irgendwie schon
As people in England say, sorted. Sorted. It's sorted means okay. Sortieren. Yes, sorted. Already arranged.
Es ist, ja, es ist,
The spiritual body is already arranged. Yeah, so it's like waiting for you. You know, wait a little.
okay, wartet ein bisschen, der spirituelle Körper wartet ein bisschen.
Even if you have chanted the holy name one time,
Selbst
like
wenn du den Heiligen Namen nur einmal
the path of deliverance already
der
started.
Pfad deiner Befreiung fängt an.
This line is so high
Diese Linie ist so hoch,
that if you have come to this line,
dass wenn du in diese Linie gekommen bist,
means you have some qualification from before. You have been in touch with this line.
bedeutet, dass du eine Qualifikation von früher schon hast.
And today, since you've chanted the holy name, it means that you continue your spiritual activities and spiritual line you were doing before.
Ja, dass du heute den Heiligen Namen hier geschenkt hast, bedeutet, dass du deinen spirituellen Pfad weitergehen wirst, in Verbindung mit deiner spirituellen Vergangenheit.
Yeah. But then Nityananda Prabhu said to Jiva, oh,
Und dann sagte Nityananda Prabhu zu Jiva,
your both uncles, Rupa and Sanatana, are in Vrindavan.
deine beiden Onkel, Rupa und Sanatan sind in Vrindavan.
6 Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatana, 106.
6 Goswamis.
So I want all your family to be together in Vrindavan, so you have to go and join them there.
Ich möchte, dass du zu deinen Onkeln nach Vrindavan gehst, damit eure Familie zusammensteht.
So Jiva was very talented, he was very philosophical.
Jiva war sehr talentiert, er war sehr philosophisch.
So on the way to Vrindavan, he stopped in Varanasi, or Kashi state, Varanasi.
Auf dem Weg nach Vrindavan hielt er in Varanasi.
Varanasi on the Ganga, you know, British they call Benares, actually Varanasi.
Engländer nennen es Benares, aber es ist Varanasi.
So he found one very experienced scholar, Madhusudan Vachaspati.
Fand er einen sehr gelehrten Lehrer,
Madhusudan Vachaspati.
Vachaspati.
So Madhusudan Vachaspati has taught Jiva about all the philosophy of Vedanta.
Madhusudan Vachaspati hat Jiva über all die Vedanta-Philosophie gelernt.
So what is this world?
Was ist diese Welt?
Yeah. What is the living entity?
Was ist das Lebewesen?
Yes. What is the material energy?
Was ist die materielle Energie?
What is the spiritual energy?
Was ist die spirituelle Energie?
What is the path for perfection?
Was ist der Weg zur Perfektion?
What is the highest perfection of life?
Was ist die höchste Perfektion des
So
Lebens?
many philosophical issues.
So viele philosophische Themen.
These subjects are not dry. You don't think, oh, this is dry philosophy. No, never dry.
Diese philosophischen Themen sind nicht trocken. Wir mögen denken, das klingt so trocken, ja, aber nein, das ist es nicht.
This is like life itself.
Es
You know?
ist tatsächlich Leben in sich selbst.
Philosophy of spiritual love. You know?
Die Philosophie der spirituellen Liebe.
Yeah. So you cannot just say, oh, I love in the way I like. You cannot say.
Du kannst nicht sagen, oh, ich liebe auf die Art und Weise, wie ich es mag.
We've seen so many hippies, you know, sitting, smoking dope, and say, oh, universal love, you know.
Wir haben so viele Hippies gesehen, die geraucht haben und sagen, oh, universelle Liebe,
Everything is one, you know.
alles ist eins.
To smoke dope and not to smoke dope, same, you know.
Ob zu rauchen oder nicht, das Gleiche.
There's a process, you know, for cultivating spiritual love.
Es gibt einen Vorgang, um spirituelles Leben
So
zu
the
kultivieren.
great saint Srila Jiva Goswami was the great master of that.
Der großartige Jiva Goswami war der Meister dessen.
That's why we're calling him Tattva Acharya, means the great preceptor, the teacher
Okay.
of philosophical principles.
Das ist der Grund, warum wir ihn Tattva Acharya
Tattva Acharya.
nennen, den großartigen Lehrer der
Spiritual
Wahrheit,
philosophical principles.
philosophischen Prinzipien.
Yeah. So finally he went to Vrindavan and he joined his uncles Rupa and Sanatana.
Also schlussendlich kam er nach Vrindavan und hat seinen Onkel Rupa und
All of his life he was under their guidance.
Und sein ganzes Leben war er unter ihrer Führung.
But since Jiva was younger,
Aber weil Jiva jünger war,
the Rupa and Sanatana were older, so after maybe 20, 30 years they left.
nach 20, 30 Jahren sind die beiden dann
So Jiva was living very long life, maybe 95 years, about 95.
Jiva Goswami, also er wurde sehr alt, 90, 95 Jahre alt.
And he was the only disciple of his uncle, Rupa Goswami.
Und
Only
er war
disciple.
der einzige Schüler seines Onkels Jiva
And
Goswami.
himself, he was not having any disciple, no
Und
disciple.
er selber hatte auch gar keine Schüler.
But
Aber
although one may not have any disciples, one may have many disciples. Shiksha disciples means one is giving instructions, just instructions.
also auch wenn man keine direkten Schüler hat, so kann man doch vielen Leuten diese philosophischen Wahrheiten in Form von Shiksha geben, also von Unterweisung.
So there are two types of guru, many types of guru, but two main.
Es gibt zwei Hauptarten von Guru.
Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru.
Und Shiksha Guru.
Careful. So Diksha, okay. Diksha Guru gives the mantra, initiation.
Gibt den Mantra, die Einweihung.
Our Gurudev
Unser Gurudev.
was telling us, today I am the father and mantra is the mother.
Heute bin ich dein Guru und ich bin dein Vater und der Mantra ist die Mutter.
Yeah. So I am taking your hand and giving you into the hand of Krishna.
Ich nehme deine Hand und
I am giving your hand into the
ich
hand,
gebe deine Hand in die Hand
putting your
Krishnas.
hand into Krishna's hand. Like we're like
Und
stunned. You know? Oh my God, to that level, you know, this is reality. If you meet real Guru in life, this is most important. So my friends, today our mission is to say, in this process, most important thing is to meet real Guru.
in diesem Vorgang ist es das Wichtigste, einen echten Guru zu
Yeah. If you have real Guru,
Wenn du einen echten Guru hast,
then your place in spiritual world is already ensured. It's there.
dein Platz in der spirituellen Welt gesichert.
When you have a nice father, you know, who's very rich, like minimum 1 million is in your pocket already, minimum.
Wenn dein
Let's
Vater
say.
sehr reich ist, dann hast du bereits 1 Million in deiner Tasche.
Yeah, but when you have such Guru, you know, then forget about, you know, any millions, forget.
Und wenn du so einen Guru
Spiritual
hast,
body, you know, it's yours already.
vergisst du alle materiellen Reichtümer, du kriegst deinen Viertel.
Super, you know, inheritance, you know, so you're just waiting for. Ah,
Das ist der Erbe.
super, yes. So, yeah, so Jiva was the only disciple of Rupa Goswami. Jiva Goswami.
Jiva Goswami war also ein Schüler von Rupa, war der einzige Schüler von Rupa
Yes.
Goswami.
So he was sitting with Srila Rupa Goswami in the temple of Radha Damodar.
Er saß mit Rupa Goswami im Tempel von Radha Damodar.
These names, you know, these places are so dear to us because we live there. You know. We live just next to that place.
Dieser Platz ist so lieb, weil wir direkt nebenan wohnen.
I live 200 meters
Ich wohne 200 Meter davon
from the place I'm not talking about. And, my friends, today we'll take Mahaprasad, some sweets from that place today.
Und heute werden wir von diesem Platz
Ah,
ein paar Süßigkeiten bekommen.
wunderbar. Huh?
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. So today is, how to say, everything becomes so close. So close.
Heute kommt alles so nah.
Yes.
Und darf es
And
kommen hier.
we
Und
love-
darf es
we
kommen.
love anything. So, and specifically Srila Jiva Goswami is.
Und ganz besonders schön.
Today in Vrindavan, well, today they have already, I think, 3.5 hours plus 3.5.
Yes, but on
This-
the calendar it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow they will celebrate. We are celebrating today, they're celebrating tomorrow. Moon calendar, that's why for India it's tomorrow, for us it's today.
Aufgrund der unterschiedlichen Kalender, Sonnenkalender, Mondkalender, feiern sie morgen.
So we're envisioning how tomorrow they will celebrate.
Ja, wir stellen uns vor, dass sie halt morgen feiern.
So Jiva Goswami was serving his guru and uncle Rupa Goswami in the temple of Radha Damodar.
Also Jiva Goswami war mit seinen Onkeln Rupa und Sanatan Goswami zusammen in diesem
And Rupa Goswami was writing books which were completely revolutionary.
Und Rupa Goswami schrieb Bücher, die vollkommen revolutionär waren.
Like, you know, if you take a common person, like, okay, Christian person, anyway, any spiritual person going to church or like having some tradition.
Wenn du jemanden nimmst, der irgendwie oder anders christlich ausgerichtet ist, also in einer bestimmten Tradition lebt,
And ask, like, common question, what is God? Yeah.
dann fragst du ihn, wer ist Gott?
Most, who is God? What is God?
Wer ist Gott?
Uh-huh.
Was ist Gott? Aber
They have very little to say, almost nothing.
die können nicht viel darauf antworten.
Yes. And you, when you go to God, okay, you're religious. Okay, when you go to God, what will you do?
So, dann die Frage, und wenn du zu Gott gehst, was wirst du da tun?
Comes up, cannot say. If God is on a cloud, you know, with this You know, Nim?
In der Wolke sitzt mit einem heiligen
Long beard.
Long Bart.
You will be sitting on another cloud?
Wirst du dann auf einer anderen Wolke sitzen?
Same level or lower?
Auf demselben Level oder tiefer?
Will you be having Nimbo also or not?
Willst du auch einen heiligen Stern haben?
Or does he have a wings?
Oder hat er Flügel?
Will you have wings also?
Willst du auch Flügel? Wirst du
Oh,
auch
it's only
Flügel
for
haben?
the angels, okay.
Oder ist das für die
Like, you ask this tradition. If you ask some other traditions, it's not mentioned, they will say, don't ask. Das ist verboten.
Ja, es gibt auch Traditionen, da darfst du nicht mal danach fragen.
Oh my God. We sometimes go to Turkey, you know?
Wir gehen manchmal in die Türkei
And there's some other tradition, let's say.
und da gibt es eine andere Tradition.
So one devotee of Krishna
Ein Devotee Krishna
first went to Mecca for pilgrimage. First.
ging das erste Mal tatsächlich für eine Pilgerreise zu Mekka.
And then she went to Vrindavan, you know.
Und dann ging sie nach Vrindavan.
So in Mecca she asked questions and they told her, don't ask, don't speak.
Sie hat in Mekka Fragen gefragt und man sagte ihr, sie solle nicht danach.
Warum? Das ist verboten.
Das ist verboten.
That's why, not asking, not possible.
Das ist nicht erlaubt.
But Srila Rupa Goswami was writing there complete revolutionary books because those books were answering the questions. These questions were completely answered. Completely answered.
Ja, diese Bücher, die Rupa Goswami geschrieben hat, waren aus dem Grunde revolutionär, weil sie genau diese Fragen beantwortet haben.
Because Srila Rupa Goswami, you know, Rasa Acharya, he is the great teacher disclosing the great taste of the relationship with Krishna.
Sri Rupa Goswami ist Rasa Acharya. Er ist derjenige, der die großartigen Lehren von
Relationship with Krishna.
der Beziehung zu Krishna niedergeschrieben hat.
But he was already a bit old and his desire was to examine those relationships philosophically.
Er war mittlerweile ziemlich alt und sein Wunsch war es, diese Beziehungen philosophisch zu untersuchen.
So actually he and Sanatana told the nephew Jiva Goswami, you must do it.
Also Rupa und Sanatan Goswami unterwiesen dann Jiva Goswami und sagten ihm, diese Arbeit nicht tun.
But first, Jiva Goswami was helping Rupa Goswami.
Also zu Anfang hat Jiva Goswami
He was
geholfen.
serving his guru.
Er hat seinem Guru gedient.
In this process, bhakti, serving guru, is very, very important. This is everything.
Auf diesem Bhakti-Pfad ist der Dienst zu Guru sehr wichtig.
Because Guru is established in spiritual body and spiritual world. If you serve him, then his divine qualities, his divine understanding will come.
Ja, weil der Guru bereits in der spirituellen etabliert ist,
Spiritual world, spiritual bodies.
ja, und seinen spirituellen Körper hat, wird aufgrund des Dienstes zu ihm, werden seine göttlichen Qualitäten sich in dir manifestieren.
And Jiva Goswami therefore was doing some menial service. He was washing for his Gurudev, he was cleaning.
Also er hat so prinzipielle Dienste ausgeführt, er hat gewaschen, er hat die Kleider gewaschen,
Doing the secretary work,
er hat die Sekretärsarbeit gemacht, das Schreiben,
researching.
das Erforschen.
So once a very learned scholar came.
Eines Tages kam ein sehr gelehrter Schüler.
Very learned person.
Eine sehr gelehrte.
Very learned and also very puffed up.
Okay. Sehr gelehrt und gleichzeitig ziemlich aufgeblasen.
Some people very puffed up, and puffed up means
Aufgeblasen.
nose up, and they have actually no devotion, although they have high deep devotion. So that learned person was like this. And he said, I'm the invincible pandit, invincible learned person.
What is
And
invincible?
invincible means
Unbesiegbar. Okay.
so
Ich bin die unbesiegbare gelehrte
I'm
Person.
challenging
Ich
you.
fordere dich heraus.
Come and debate with me.
Du
Challenge
kommst her und debattiere mit mir. Ich fordere
Otherwise,
dich.
if you don't want, you sign this document that I've defeated you.
Okay, falls du diese Herausforderung nicht wahrnimmst, dann unterschreib mir diesen Zettel hier, dass du verloren hast.
Srila Rupa Goswami is not interested in, okay, give me the document, I'll sign it.
Und Rupa Goswami war nicht daran interessiert und sagte, ja, gib mir diesen Zettel, ich unterschreibe ihn.
Yes, foolish fellow, okay. But Jiva Goswami did not tolerate.
Aber Jiva Goswami konnte das nicht tolerieren.
Nicht tolerieren. Saying, oh Panditji, I want to have a debate with you.
Sagte, oh Panditi, ich würde gerne mit dir debattieren.
Jiva Goswami completely smashed him in this.
Und Jiva Goswami hat ihn völlig zerstört.
So he had to leave, he had to run away.
Ist davon gelaufen.
Rupa Goswami was not pleased.
Aber Rupa Goswami war damit nicht zufrieden. Er sagte, was hast du da getan?
Actually, he was defending the grace of, defending the owner of his guru.
Tatsächlich hat die Ehre seines Gurus damit verletzt.
Another time, senior Vaishnava, senior devotee came. His name was Srila Bacharya.
Einmal kam ein Senior-Devotee mit dem Namen Srila Bacharya.
So he said, "Oh, Rupa Goswami, what are you writing?"
Und er sagte, Rupa Goswami, was schreibst du?
Oh, I'm writing Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Oh, sagte Rupa Goswami, ich schreibe das Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
That same treatise means spiritual book, deep spiritual book, describing the variety of tastes of relationship with Krishna.
So dieses tiefe spirituelle Buch beschreibt die verschiedenen Arten von Beziehungen zu Krishna.
Oh, can I have a look? Oh, yes, please have a
Oh,
look
kann
at
ich
the
mir das mal ansehen?
manuscript.
Kann ich das Manuskript mal sehen? Und Rupa Goswami sagte, ja.
So then Rupa Goswami showed him the manuscript, and the Pandit read this verse.
Und dann zeigte Rupa Goswami ihm das Manuskript und der Pandit las diesen Vers.
Bhakti Mukti Spriha Yavat Pishachi Hridi Vartate Tavat Bhakti Sukhasya Tra Katham Abhyudayo Bhavet. So Bhakti or pure devotion cannot be pure unless
Bhakti oder reine Hingabe kann niemals rein sein,
unless the tendency for material enjoyment
solange die Tendenz für materiellen Genuss
and impersonal liberation is
unpersönliche Befreiung im Geist ist.
Okay, I cannot find my stick, so I'll use this and then my pointer. So anyway, you see this white light?
Ihr seht diese Trennungslinie.
So many yogis, many jnanis who are under, how to say, process of jnana means knowledge, personal knowledge, they want to enter this white light and melt in it.
Viele Yogis und Unpersönlichkeitsphilosophen, die wollen in diese Ausstrahlung, in dieses Licht eintreten und damit eins werden.
So we don't want to melt because it's not possible for the soul to melt the absolute.
Wir wollen nicht damit verschmelzen, weil es für die Seele nicht möglich ist, mit der absoluten Wahrheit zu
Those
verschmelzen.
people think, oh, I have become God. Those people.
Diese Leute denken, oh, ich bin Gott
We
geworden.
don't accept.
Wir akzeptieren sie.
Yes.
Funken.
Yes, and he is like huge sun,
Und er ist wie eine riesige Sonne.
huge fire.
Er ist ein großes
So
Feuer.
we have come from him,
Wir sind von ihm gekommen.
and we are able to enter his abode
Wir
and to
sind,
establish amazing relationship with him.
wir sind in der Lage, in sein Reich einzutreten und eine wundervolle Beziehung zu ihm
So
aufzubauen.
unless this impression that you want to melt with him is on your mind, you cannot really achieve devotion.
Solange wie diese Idee in unserem Kopf ist, mit ihm verschmelzen zu wollen, können wir nicht in sein Reich eintreten und eine persönliche Beziehung zu ihm
Yeah.
haben.
So the object of love
Das Objekt der Liebe
and the subject of love means one who loves
und das Subjekt der Liebe, das heißt derjenige, der liebt,
always exists.
das hat immer existiert.
Now it exists, and in spiritual world, when we have spiritual body, it will always exist also.
Jetzt existiert es und in der spirituellen Welt, im spirituellen Körper wird es ewig existieren.
So And those also who are immersed in material enjoyment, they cannot practice devotion.
Und die eingetaucht sind in materielles Leben, können auch keine Hingabe praktizieren.
So Vallabhacharya saw the verse
Vallabhacharya sah diesen Vers
and said, "Oh, can I
und sagte,
take your manuscript for correction?"
kann ich dein Manuskript nehmen, um ein paar Korrekturen vorzunehmen?
Rupa Goswami said, "Oh yes, I'm very happy because senior devotee, came.
Ja,
He wants to correct all that."
Rupa Goswami sagt, ja, natürlich, weil Srila Bhattacharya war Senior-Devotee und gesagt, ja, nimm.
But Jiva Goswami was not happy.
Aber Jiva Goswami war nicht zufrieden.
So Vallabhacharya went to the river Yamuna, take bath,
So ging Vallabhacharya zur Yamuna, um sein Bad zu nehmen.
and Jiva followed him. And okay, I have to pick up some water. And he said he faced the Vallabhacharya there.
Und Jiva Goswami ging auch zur Yamuna, um dort Wasser zu holen, und dort begegnete Vallabhacharya.
Oh dear Prabhu, please tell me, why do you want to correct the manuscripts of my master?
Oh, mein lieber Prabhu, warum willst du das Manuskript meines Meisters korrigieren?
Yeah. So, because the Guru, Rupa Goswami, has called the process of karma and process of jnana like witches, two witches.
Oh, das ist deswegen, weil dein geliebter Guru Sri Rupa Goswami den Weg von Karma und Jnana als zwei Hexen bezeichnet.
Yeah, it's material enjoyment and impersonal knowledge like two witches.
Materielles Gewissen und
Material enjoyment. Material, impersonal knowledge.
das Unpersönlichkeitswissen,
Yeah.
das sind zwei Hexen.
Yeah, so zwei Hexen. So actually not Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami explained everything.
So,
The desire to cultivate those processes.
so Jiva Goswami hat es dann erklärt und gesagt, es ist nicht, dass Karma und Jnana die Hexen sind, sondern der Wunsch danach ist die Hexe im Herzen.
Because those processes themselves are okay. Those who want, they can engage.
Diese Prozesse an sich sind in Ordnung, und wer sich daran betätigen möchte, ist das
But
okay.
the problem is that they make impediment. They make, how to say, they hamper bhakti. They make problem for practicing bhakti.
Okay, diese beiden Pfade bringen Schwierigkeiten für den Pfad für Bhakti.
So
The both paths, Jnana and Karma, they bring obstacle to Bhakti.
yes, the desire.
The desire.
Desire to
Der
practice.
Wunsch danach.
Yeah, Krishna means spriha. Spriha means desire.
Spriha bedeutet
Bhukti, mukti, spriha. Yava.
Demut.
Spriha. Yes. So the desire for jnana.
Der
That's
Wunsch nach Wissen und nach.
like you want to serve Krishna purely, and then all of a sudden you want to enjoy. Oh, that's an impediment. That hampers bhakti.
Ja, der Wunsch, Krishna dienen zu wollen und dann aber an bestimmten Punkten den Wunsch nach Genuss haben zu wollen, das ist ein Hindernis.
Or all of a sudden, okay, you want to serve Krishna, and all of a sudden you want to melt with the Absolute. This is also.
Erst willst du ihm dienen und dann willst du mit ihm verschmelzen.
So in this case, these are like two witches.
An diesem Punkt sind es zwei Hexen.
When you're obsessed by something, then you go.
Von etwas besessen bist.
All right, so to cut the long story short, so maybe it's a bit philosophical. Okay, so then Jiva Goswami Das protected Srila Rupa Goswami's integrity, and Vallabhacharya returned the manuscript.
So schützte Jiva Goswami quasi den Beruf seines Gurus Rupa Goswamis, und Sri Vallabhacharya ging dann zurück und gab das Manuskript zu Rupa Goswami.
Okay. But Rupa Goswami was extremely dissatisfied. What have you done?
Ja, Rupa Goswami war höchst unzufrieden und sagte, was hast du getan? Zu Jiva Goswami.
Yeah. You have, challenged the great personality, the senior devotee.
Du hast eine Senior-Persönlichkeit, einen großartigen Devotee herausgefordert, besiegt.
Yes. So he showed Vallabhacharya
So
also
zeigte Sri Vallabhacharya
Yes, but he respected the
dass
other chanting.
ihn respektiert.
Yeah, so Jiva Goswami was right, and Rupa Goswami was also right.
Ja, Jiva Goswami hatte recht und Rupa Goswami hatte
So
auch
he
recht.
chastised Jiva Goswami, said, "You cannot stay in Vrindavan.
So bestrafte er Jiva Goswami und sagte ihm, du kannst nicht in
You
der
better
Tat
go
bleiben.
somewhere, go home."
Geh irgendwo anders hin, geh nach Hause.
And Jiva Goswami went to some, place near Yamuna river,
Jiva Goswami ging an einen Platz an der Yamuna
and he was crying and crying
und
there.
er weinte und weinte.
Yes, and he was living in a crocodile hole.
Er lebte in einer Krokodilshöhle.
Yeah, crocodile hole. He was living there, and then what's going on? Then Sanatana, the brother of Rupa Goswami, saw that Jiva Goswami is lost, and he started searching for him here and there, here and there.
Sanatana Goswami hat dann gemerkt, dass Jiva Goswami verloren gegangen ist und er fing an, nach ihm zu
Then
suchen.
local residents told him, "Oh, there's one young Baba, one young spiritual practitioner, living in a crocodile hole and shedding tears."
Und dann sagten ihm die Einwohner des Dorfes, oh, da gibt es einen jungen Baba, der lebt in einem Krokodilsloch und praktiziert spirituelles Leben und er weint und weint und weint.
Please go to him, go to him.
Geh zu ihm, geh zu ihm.
And certainly Sanatana Goswami found his nephew Jiva Goswami crying and crying, and he became so thin,
Dann fand Sanatana Goswami seinen Neffen Jiva Goswami und er war so dünn geworden.
So Sanatana Goswami brought him back.
Und Sanatana Goswami brachte ihn zurück.
Yes. And Rupa Goswami at that time was giving a class.
Rupa Goswami gab zu diesem Zeitpunkt
He was explaining about Jiva Daya, means mercy to the living entity. Jiva is living entity.
Er sprach darüber, was es bedeutet, Barmherzigkeit zu den Lebewesen zu geben.
So then Sanatana Goswami is saying, "Hey, you are saying about Jiva Daya, that you cannot give Daya, you cannot give mercy to your own Jiva."
Und dann sagte Sanatana Goswami, oh, du sprichst darüber, Barmherzigkeit zum Jiva zu geben, aber du kannst selber nicht Barmherzigkeit zu deinem Jiva geben.
Yes, so in that way, Jiva Goswami was so much serving Srila Rupa Goswami. So to cut the long story short, we're just finishing it in detail, right? So Jiva Goswami, after Rupa Goswami's departure, has become the next great guru, great Vaishnava.
Nachdem Rupa Goswami den Planeten verlassen hatte, wurde Jiva quasi der Nachfolger, ein ganz großer Vaishnava.
Yes, so he was writing philosophical treatises on the instructions of his guru, Rupa Goswami.
Er hat spirituelle
Treatises in Bhakti-yoga.
Unterweisungen also er hat Bücher geschrieben mit Unterweisungen über
Great philosophical works, 6 philosophical works, the 6 Sandarbhas.
die 6 Sandarbhas von Jiva Goswami.
So there are 3 principles.
Es gibt 3 Prinzipien.
Sambandha means relationship.
Sambandha bedeutet Beziehung.
Relationship with Krishna, first principle.
Das erste Prinzip, Beziehung zu Krishna.
Second principle is the abhidaya, the method to
Das
achieve
zweite Prinzip ist die Methode, dieses Ziel zu erreichen.
the greatest result.
Das größte Ergebnis.
And the greatest result is prema, means pure love.
Und das größte Ergebnis, das größte Ziel ist Prema, reine Liebe.
He wrote 6 Sandarbhas,
Er hat 6 Sandarbhas, die 6
where
Sandarbhas
he
geschrieben
explained the principles completely.
und er erklärte die Prinzipien vollständig. Ihr spricht auf Englisch.
Yes. English, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, all right. So, all right. So, the four Sandarbhas, the 4 first books, were about Sambandha, or the principles of relationship. Right? He explained who Krishna is, and how Srimad Bhagavatam fully contains Krishna, and how all the principles of Krishna consciousness are conducted in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Tattva Sandarbha, Bhagavat Sandarbha, Paramatma Sandarbha, and Krishna Sandarbha. Especially Krishna Sandarbha is most fundamental, because he explained how Krishna is the source of all other incarnations. For example, this is Narayana. So Narayana is the Lord of Vaikuntha planets. So here, the atmosphere of awe and reverence presiding. Awe means Om Namo Narayana, and they're all praying. And Krishna is so playful. Krishna is very playful. In Krishna's planet, Vraj, the highest manifestation of Goloka Vrindavan, nobody knows that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why our Gurudev, Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, told us, first you have to remember that Krishna is Supreme God, but then you have to forget. First you remember, then you have to forget. Right. But forget means to have a spiritual body which has that faculty of enjoying with Krishna, playing with Krishna, in that mood of Vraj, where nobody knows that he is God. So that's the faculty of spiritual body itself. Right? So Srila Jiva Goswami and Krishna Sandarbha described why Narayana is the avatar of Krishna and substantiated that philosophically. And then in Bhakti Sandarbha, Sandarbha means treatise. In Bhakti Sandarbha, he explained how Bhakti, or the process of devotional service, is the proper means to achieve the great results. And in the sixth Sandarbha, which is Priti Sandarbha, Priti means love. How pure love for Krishna is the highest goal, highest achievement. So that is the great input of Srila Jiva Goswami. He didn't have any disciples, but he had so many devotees who were studying from him, especially the three great Prabhus, Narottam, Srinivas, Shyamananda. They were studying from Srila Jiva Goswami. So finally he sent them to the east of India. He gave them so many scriptures, means books, scripture books, to give to others. And they were preaching in eastern regions of India. The Jiva Goswami was very, very so. So because of Srila Jiva Goswami's input, we know all of this now, because he synthesized them. Then other acharyas came, Baladev Vidabhushan Prabhu, Srila Vishwanath Prabhu, Srila Bhakti Vinod, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and all the other disciples. So they made Srila Jiva Goswami's conception available for all venues. So Srila Jiva Gosvamipad ki jai. So I hope you see this. Today is the Disappearance Day of a very, very great personality, of very, very thorough philosophical, so it was a bit technical. I'm sorry for that. But if you have any questions, most welcome to ask. And if it will come maybe later. Now we can do some kirtan again. You like the kirtan? You like to sing? Young man's name is Gertz. How did you like to sing? How did you like?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So we can sing again. We can sing again, and then we'll take some wonderful prasad from Indian temples, and also what's it? Regionalische prasad. The local prasad also. Okay. Questions?
Yeah, so possibility to ask questions.
Yes, question. If you don't mind, there's a broadcast. If you don't mind, to film a little bit. Oh, you don't mind. Okay. Your name again is? Katrin.
And as you just mentioned that the US out is India and Poland in was also connection to Disappearance?
Yes, Rishikesh is the place mostly for yogis, and Vaishnavas of our school are situated in Bengal. And mostly yogic schools are in Rishikesh. Also Shankaracharya school of Advaita Vedanta. And they have schools there and in Haridwar. Vaishnavas also have their centers there, but not so many. Vaishnavas were very prominent in Vrindavan all the time, with Gaudiya Vaishnavas, our school. So they came from Bengal to Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan they were doing those activities I was explaining. And Rishikesh, they do tapasya, they do yoga, they do other processes.
It's not the tradition of meditating, and Vrindavan is not the tradition of chanting.
Let us say yes. Let us say, because mostly jnanis and yogis they meditate on impersonality. Some of them,
It's not only more the Buddhist tradition, yes, but in Nirvana and the more Malaya Buddhist tradition, they also have bhakti.
yes. Himalaya,
Not Shiva and
Himalaya yogic tradition, Shiva worship, yes. That is Vedic. It is proper process. But the thing is, now in the Kali Yuga, we say it's not so effective. Also, do they practice because that's their tradition? But we say it's really, it requires huge endeavors. Really huge endeavors. You have to master your. I see you're practicing some yoga, or you're trying. So you have to master your flows of life air with Kundalini, raising Kundalini. Then you have to do pranayama. Then you have to, long years you have to spend. And then if you commit one mistake, then you have to do prayaschitta, repentance. Atonement. Atonement, that's the proper English word. Yes, atonement means like you have to, do some, to neutralize the mistake you've committed. But here in chanting, the holy name is so merciful, If you do some nonsense, just continue chanting. No problem. This is so much easy, and also it's very blissful. Because the holy name, chanting of the holy name, always brings bliss. And in previous ages, when you were chanting, when you were doing any process, for example, already, see tomorrow, definitely, I understand. Please, take prasad, you have taken. Okay, good to have you, thank you so much. Alright, so any process that you undertake, for example, yajna, fire sacrifice, for example, worshipping the deities, anything, you do it together with chanting of the holy name. When you chant the holy name, then all the results are achieved only by the holy name. Because there are so many verses about this, in the scriptures. That if you chant the holy name, then all processes are achieved. So the yogis and the jnanis, they take the help of the method of bhakti. Because the method of bhakti is just like a rocket, If you take up the method of bhakti, you enter the rocket. And you can press any button, choose any objective, and the rocket flies there. So if you want impersonal liberation, by chanting of the mantras for Shiva, as they like Shiva, because Shiva is the acharya of that type of yoga, they fly there. Because the bhakti, of course. If you want yogic perfections, like reading others' thoughts, like walking in the water, creating a planet, if they want, okay? So I don't say who you want, if they want. And very easily, the process of chanting, because Harinama Tuva Aneka Swarupa. Harinam, you have so many forms. Harinam, Chintamani means philosophical stone, philosophical gem fulfilling all desires. When you chant, then you can really fulfill all of your desires. So if you chant with the meditation with Wilhelmsburg, I just want to serve you. As Sri Chaitanya was saying, Nadanam najanam na sundarim savitam vatigadisha kame mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatad bhaktira hekukita. Oh my Lord, I don't want to accumulate wealth. I don't want any followers, any ladies, beautiful ladies eulogized by mundane poetry. I don't want anything but service to your lotus feet, birth after birth. So I don't mind being born again in the material world again, again, again. Even, like our acharyas are singing, if I become a worm in stool, many, many different forms you can take. 8,400,000 forms of life. One of them, worm and stool. So I want to become the worm and the stool of your devotee. There have to be connection with bhakti. For example, in Vrindavan there are so many monkeys. And all those monkeys are former sannyasis. Sannyasi, I'm a sannyasi. So if you start, like if you're a sannyasi and start doing nonsense, then you're very happy if you become a monkey in Vrindavan, but still connected to Vrindavan, rolling in the dust of Vrindavan, everything Vrindavan, but monkey, doing activities, stealing bananas, like stealing glasses, then exchanging for banana, So like this, but still connected to Vrindavan, So the thing is, bhakti is so universal. So they're using bhakti, so therefore, actually. But their conception is quite opposite. So
If you take a picture, suppose it's either together, it's spiritual work.
yeah, so certainly. We also say it's a bigger picture.
And as you say, there are 8,500,000 life forms. But you say there are 8,400,000 asanas you can practice. You didn't know Shiva, so I see that so many colorways.
Oh, awesome.
The bigger picture is only like
I've never heard 8,400,000 asana.
8,400,000 asanas.
Yeah, so every jiva can take their own asana.
It's their own spiritual form,
But there's one personality, Jiva Goswami. His name was Jiva. His name was just Jiva. So he was caring for each and every personality in this lifetime, and he explained how to get to Supreme Absolute so easily. See, another thing. When you practice yoga in the way yogis do, you can develop only what we call shantarasa, means neutral relation. Shanta means neutral relation. Neutral relation. You see maximum, paramatma you see, super soul. There's Vedic text, there's a tree with two branches and one bird on each branch. So one bird is pecking the fruits of one branch, and the other one is just observing. So the first, bird pecks and pecks and pecks and pecks, sometimes bitter, sometimes sweet. And there the bird is observing. So the other bird is super soul. So what we Hare Krishna.
was to help
Oh,
also
okay.
animals.
Okay. So give some prasad.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't forget. They're going without prasad, don't forget. Hey, Vijaya,
that's all right.
give some prasad from the fridge, from the box. Yes. Don't release people without magic. Right.
They will come later.
Later, today. Okay, good. All right. So we're speaking about. Sorry, this is tiredness again. So
Yeah.
You learn it.
okay. So what was the last point? Nobody was listening.
You want to explain again why this asana is not being used for
only Shantarasa. So you can, by practicing yoga in the way Patanjali taught, yeah? So you can develop only, and this coming it can bring you only to neutral relationship. only to mutual relationship. And so you can see, and the second bird in the tree is the super soul. So the yogis, they want to develop the connection between the soul and super soul. And when you practice yoga, finally you can see the super soul. So by the process of yoga, you can only see the super soul. Like see. So that's neutral. You see, that is God, he's spiritual, and that's it. I'm also spiritual. But that's, how to say, neutral. There's no higher relationship. And higher relationship, what? Master and servant, dasya-rasa. Then friendly relationship, sakya-rasa. Then like Krishna and Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna was Krishna's friend. Okay. But when Arjuna saw Krishna's multifarious manifestations, he started praying. You are this, you are that, you are this, you are that. Krishna is saying, I am that, So then Arjuna started praying. So his friendship was not as close. And in Vrindavan, the friends of Krishna are riding his back like a horsey. And then after they play different games. And when Krishna loses, then Krishna has to carry his friends as a horsey. So Krishna becomes servant of his own friend, like this. He was also serving Arjuna. He was also serving his horses, Krishna was serving Arjuna's horses. Krishna was the chariot driver of Arjuna. That's later than never. Very good. So, yes, very good. So that is a friendly relationship. And then parental relationship. Nanda and Yashoda, Vasudeva and Devaki are the eternal father and mother of Krishna. So they can establish those relationships, and the yogis forget, never. And then loving relationship, Krishna and the gopis, most rasa dance, the yogis cannot give it. So only the, so, what you want, taste, rasa, or just neutral relationship without rasa. Even in Bhagavad Gita, most places are without rasa, without that relationship. But when we speak about Vrindavan, Vrindavan is the land of rasa. Bhakti, which is in Vrindavan, is full of rasa. No yoga cannot be compared. Here can be compared with Vrindavan. Because Bhakti is the highest yoga, which Krishna says in 12th chapter. Finally, he says at the end, Bhakti Amama Bijana. Only by Bhakti you can achieve. Only by Bhakti you can. That's true. Yogis can achieve the results only by Bhakti. They pray to Shiva, that's type of Bhakti. But that's a neutral relation. With Krishna, it's a neutral relation. But when you hear, when you see, when you feel Bhakti Rasa of Vrindavan especially, then other processes will become so meager. Like, what is that? So then you will just see the difference. Generally, yes, Indian culture we can say, like neutrally. Oh yes, Indian culture has it. Indian culture has that, Indian culture. But that's quite mundane, like you're a student and you study and you see. But when you go inside, then you enter the realm of taste. And that's the thing. The realm of rasa. So that taste of bhakti is incomparable. We cannot see it in any other form. Karma, dhyana, yoga, tapasya. Because bhakti is self-sufficient. And bhakti is the moving force also. Any other force. Bhakti is completely different. Bhakti can come to any living entity. So many stories, millions of stories. So bhakti came to, like Ramachandra's servant Hanuman, who is he? Monkey, no, form of a monkey. Garuda. Pure love. He takes some prasad also, he can do, Yes. What I want to say. Garuda is a bird, belongs to the bird class, etc. So many living entities who are in bodies less than human, not to speak of human. Those debauchees like Ajamil, like Jagan Madai, we were hearing yesterday in Stein, those stories. So the more fallen you are, the more you can see the results of powerful force of bhakti. How bhakti can make you, yes, give you so much mercy, so much mercy. So no process can be compared. I can say because I've heard so much from my Gurudev, from our Guru Parampara. You can spend lifetimes and lifetimes doing meditation. You will never come even to the brim of the ocean of rasa, like a little bit far away. Okay, you understand the spiritual nature, you understand this, you understand that, but no taste. No taste. Taste is when Krishna starts playing his flute, that is the taste. Krishna starts playing the flute, then all the world goes nuts. All the world. Then the sound of Krishna's flute enters the hearts of all living beings, all across the universe comes, and then comes back. And then everyone is attracted. Everyone is attracted so much. So when we receive spiritual initiation from our gurus, then we take the mantras which are non different from Krishna's flute play. Those mantras are non different from Krishna's flute play. There's one syllable I cannot say now because online and everything. So those very, very sacred syllables. One of them starting from ka, syllable. Well, general syllable is om, is general. That's also actually Krishna's flute play, but more specifically, Krishna's flute play is the ka, that syllable. So when Krishna plays his flute, then all living and non-living, moving and non-moving objects, they become permeated with his emphasis and to get the taste of rasa. That's why they get attracted to him. And then they become mad. They become completely mad. But this is just a goal, just a goal. Main thing is to hear Harikatha. Main thing is to hear the stories, beautiful, beautiful stories about Krishna. When you hear narrations about Krishna, then it captivates your heart, captivates your mind. What else? Then you forget everything else. Because the mind is, you don't, develop some rejection, you don't develop some repulsion. No, you just forget. It doesn't exist. Anything else. Before we were doing so many things, but then Krishna came in. Started playing his flute. Finished. Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavita Mati. Priyatam iti kutopi labdhite, lowlyam ati mulyam etavam janmakoti. Remember this verse. This is the verse from which Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj took that term Krishna consciousness from this verse. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati. Krishna Bhakti Rasa. So the whole thing is all about Krishna Bhakti Rasa. Means the great, great treasure of taste of Krishna's name, form, quality, and passion. And when you hear, when you perceive that, you're very, very lucky. Because when you need Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati, Mati means intelligence, permeated with Krishna Bhakti Rasa. When you hear that, then, you have to be desirous to purchase it for any price. Any price. Any price. What is the real price? Lowliya. Lowliya means greed. When you have that price of greed, when you purchase it, then you will purchase something which you will not obtain for years and years and lifetimes of any regulated practice. Any regulated practice, even regulated bhakti. or to speak of jnana and yoga and other places. So this is the highest of this one. It's all our little group. We, how to say, belong to one of the branches of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We don't belong to a big organization also. We have very, very rare treasure. We have met great Rasika Vaishnavas in our life path who hear eternally the melody of Krishna's flute, and they share that with us. So we can share, that's it. That's our objective. So if you feel some inspiration, if you hear something valuable that is their credit, and they send us to disseminate the same. So that's why whatever you hear, if you feel inspired, comes from the Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhari. Okay, Sri Jiva Gosvamipad ki jai, Harinama Prabhu ki jai, Sri Jagadish Pandit Prabhu ki jai. Today is also his day. He was great associate to Mahaprabhu. He was before one of the Yagyapatnis, one of the wives of the Brahmanas, and Hiranya and Jagadish were the two Brahmanas. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very young, he wanted some prasad, and it was Ekadashi day. But they cooked some prasad, non-Ekadashi, for their Chaturdashi, for their duty. And Mahaprabhu heard that they cooked, he came and took some child, came and took some prasad from them. Any questions, most welcome. Otherwise, we can sing last kirtan, sing a little bit. And we're saying goodbye to our electronic viewers. Tomorrow at 3:30, European time, we'll be online again.